Yeah. Good. Far away. Rolling.
Why did you choose to support Nordorf Robbins through your Get Loud gig?
We first heard about Get Loud from our friend Steve Homer, who's like the supreme overlord of all AEG and stuff, and Nordorf Robbins is AEG's chosen charity. So he mentioned it to us, and then we know about Nordorf Robbins because we've won a Silver Clef before, maybe twice before, which is the Nordorf Robbins Music Awards, and we love Nordorf Robbins because it's an organisation that recognises that music isn't just something you have in the background. It isn't just something that's an afterthought that people in movies put in their works just to further a story or to provide a soundtrack for things. It actually is a medium that can impact lives, and so any organisation that puts music into that on that, what is that again, hand, then I wholeheartedly approve of it, and we want to help because music's brilliant and we do it. So that's why we do it, because we want to make people happy. And Nordorf Robbins uses music to help people communicate and express stuff that they can't otherwise do. So, I'm all for it. Is that okay?
Perfect. It's so natural. How has music changed your life?
Music has been part of my life since I was born, because my parents they're big music people. They're not musicians as such. My father can play What Shall We Do with the Drunken Sailor on a guitar and sing it, but beyond that he didn't have much of a repertoire, but they always listened to Queen and ABBA and great stuff that I still listen to, and you used to hear it permeating up through the floor when they were having their parties and we were supposed to be sleeping. My dad worked really hard as a builder his whole life. Builder, architect, odd jobs, everything. He's just like an all-rounder, but very manual person. I'm not sure if he's enjoyed all of his career in that world. And I believe that he wanted us to just do whatever we wanted to do. So as soon as we expressed an interest in music, it was like, okay, let's chase that. So I had guitar lessons, my brother had drum lessons, my sister had keyboard lessons, and I think they anticipated that we would become like the Jackson 3, but the Hawkins 3. Our sister lost interest in it a bit, but my brother and I became really passionate about music once we realised that we had a talent for it, and we were picking up things really quite quickly. And and I became obsessed with, like, ABBA became the soundtrack to my growing up. Like I used to listen to all of their work and try and decipher the lyrics before we had, websites that showed you what they were really singing. And I would decipher them and interpret them, and I'd have all their lyrics on a ball clip hanging on my wall. And I remember becoming obsessed with Run DMC, Aerosmith, The Cult, all this stuff. Throughout growing up, it was just I was completely immersed in it. And I used to be basically this kid at school just with an Aerosmith t-shirt with the sleeves ripped off, the permanent vacation one, so it had the Aerosmith logo in Aerosmith logo in yellow with lots of Hawaiian, typical Hawaiian images around it, and that's what I wore to school. So I was the Aerosmith guy at school, and I just wanted to. That's all I wanted to do, really, apart from being a helicopter pilot or a doctor or a marine biologist or, the usual things that kids want to do. I mean, it was always music first, always has been. And I remember studying photography at Lowestoft College and media studies and things, and eventually just left at some point and tried to pursue the music side of it, which was a real leap of faith, I think. But as soon as you make that decision to go into something wholeheartedly, it changes your life, and then you sort of live in a certain way and you behave in a certain way. It's a bit like method acting, really, because you realise that the more of your own sort of being, your whole being that you put into the thing, the more you get back. in terms of everything. You know, like not just financially, but I mean just the way how rewarding it is. You know, and how much you immerse yourself in it is what you get back. And I remember, you know, everyone has bands, you know, but they have safety nets as well, and we were just people with no safety net, so it was always going to be music, in whatever capacity or at whatever level. So it completely took over our lives, and it changed our lives because it became our lives.
That's brilliant. I can see your influences now. As you're talking about everything, Aerosmith and ABBA and everything you're saying, I was like, I completely get all your influences and stuff. And awesome. And to be with your brother as well.
Yes, nice.
Always in the band with your brother.
Most of the time, yeah.
And it was always the darkness.
No, we've had other stuff as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we had had another band before the Darkness, but it was the same people.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, we had a different drummer, and I wasn't singing because I was a guitar player, and then when I went to I did music technology in Huddersfield, and I learnt keyboards, so I got into keyboards and arranging, and so I was doing jingles, ads and stuff like that, and one of my adverts paid for the first album. It was I did IKEA adverts, and then we used the money to make the first record. Yeah, and I bought down a Les Paul, and we never looked back.
Oh, that's so cool. Just to see you've got the IKEAs on YouTube.
Well, they're probably on there somewhere. Yeah.
To get wanted.
Yeah.
Right, sorry, one last one. Sorry, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you don't want to know. Right. What would you say to anyone looking to support Nod Off Robbins?
In what capacity? What do you mean?
I know, as I've read it, I was like, what would you say to anyone looking to support Nod Off Robbins? Is it to somebody to get involved in fundraise or somebody?
Donate some money or what?
Yeah, donate. Yeah, please. Just as in.
Give us your fucking money.
Yeah,
No.
maybe that you've been to the centre and you've seen.
Yeah.
Just like what you did in
Yeah.
Try.
If somebody was considering whether or not to support Nod Off Robbins, I would strongly urge them to do so, because having visited the main centre and met everybody there, I would say that I was blown away by the level of expertise and the level of training and the passion of everybody there. And when you see the results and the music therapy in practice, it's really inspiring. So if you're looking to support them on a money level, you can't go wrong, really, because it's going directly into something that's truly about helping folk using my favourite medium. So, yeah, get your fucking wallets out.
Perfect. Oh, thanks so much, Justin. That's amazing. Really appreciate it.
Cool.
I could listen to you all day.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes. Wow. Is that right?
No, but you're in it as well.
Oh, God.
And then I said,
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Pleasure.
Awesome.
there you go.
I'm really looking forward to tonight.
Cool, me too.
What about your
I'm just going to go and move them off out.
All right, sure. I receive everything here.
Thank you.
Your set list. Do you ever give it to fans? You don't have to, but do you ever auction them or anything? Because we're doing a few things.
Set list. We're selling someone merch.
That's what I mean. So, right, you selling them, perfect. Yeah, because I was going to say that. I was wondering if because we've got your drum, the one side drum skin. Sorry, your merch guys, you know.